All right, welcome to the show, Jake, and thanks for supporting Auto Smarts for You, and it's great to have all you legends. We had your buddy Kenny Wallace on last week, and I'm going to start out with the same question I give all you racers. Explain some of your love for racing.
Well, it's great to be on the show, first of all, and love for racing. You know, I've grown up around drag racing, but I love all forms of motorsports without question. But drag racing in particular is my first love. Like I said, I've grown up around it. From a kid, we used to put bar stools together and, a Tab 8-pack as injectors behind us on a milk crate for an engine. So, that's where my racing started, was in a garage next to my brother's. And as we grew older, grew in, obviously into the big cars and real cars, and my love of racing, I'm very passionate about it. I love getting behind the wheel of any race car. Right now, my current ride, my 2008 championship-winning Chevy Cobalt is my preferred.
You already rank with some legendary names. What goes through your head when you think about that? I mean, I always brag about you on a personal level, so what do you feel about that?
Well, it's pretty flattering, but to be honest with you, we live for tomorrow and not yesterday. I think that's common. A lot of successful race drivers and sports athletes, you can't get caught up in what you've done. It's all about tomorrow and making, surrounding yourself with the right people to get out and do what you'd love to do and try and perform to your best to win races, win rounds, win races, and win championships. And that's our goal. Here we sit in the 2008 Power Rated Drag Racing Series, sitting atop the points with 3 races to go, and we're focused on bringing home another championship here to good old Ohio.
Right, and you are leading in points right now, and it's close, but what is your plan? I mean, as a team, and you and your team are sitting back, how are you going to cinch the championship? How are you going to lock it down?
Well, it's going to take some good luck. We've had some misfortune here the first 3 races of our countdown to one championship. Started in Charlotte. We had a motor kind of fading away on us on game day, on race day, and just got nipped on Sunday in the semifinals, I believe. Went to the next race in Dallas, had a real fast hot rod, qualified up top of the list, number 1, and looked as though we were maybe going to make our way through the pack, and had some more misfortune with some clutch pieces. And this past week we were in Memphis, Tennessee, and broke 2 engines. So, inopportune time for that to happen. But while all that was going on, we can't complain. Our competitors that were closest to us in the countdown, didn't do any better. We actually expanded our points lead by 1 more round on our closest competitor, Kurt Johnson. So, but what's it going to take to cinch this title? It's going to take, we need to get to Virginia, the first of the last 3 races. We need a horse that's going to ride from start to finish, from Friday through Sunday, and once we get the car prepared, I got to get in and drive it aggressively and on the offense and turn the wind light on at any cost, and that's our plan.
Okay, now the countdown is new. It's only a year old. It's in its infancy. What's your take on it? Do you like it? Definitely.
The countdown format has been, I think, new life to NHRA Power Rated Drag Racing. For one, It was one of the last major forms of sports and motorsports as well to not go to a countdown or a playoff style situation. And last year, we seemed to master the playoff format and won the world championship. This year, there's been a slight refinement, and I think it's a great refinement. We've got 24 races in our season. The final 6 races, we take the top 10 in points, reset the points. Mm-hmm. Number 1 has an advantage over 2, and so forth. And the final 6 races are your playoffs, right. And I think that's a very clean format. I think the media enjoy that, and I know the race teams enjoy it, and we're looking to add our name to the first champion in the new format again.
Right. I like all the championships. I like the way they're doing all in NASCAR, to you guys, you name it. In the car business, we have what we call PhD. Papa had a dealership. And that's basically where these guys have been successful. They've built these great dealerships, and their kids have grown up. Now, a lot of these kids in the car world are crazy, but like you and the Ray Halls and like the Germain boys, I know a lot of young men have come up through the ropes, and their dads were successful. You had a legendary father, and you've turned out to be such a legend and well-loved racer in the world.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment. There's probably some that might argue that point, but no, I think it's all, in your upbringing without question. I've got 3 older brothers, and we've been very fortunate to have, a nice, stable background
Right.
with our mom and dad, and they both were great people, and their families, our grandparents and their brothers and sisters all were great to get along with, and I think that's the kind of upbringing we've had. On the professional side into the business, our father always made us a part of his racing operation at young ages. As we continue to grow up and work our way into JEGS, the business, he made a very nice opportunity for us to come in and work the business. So I think that's been a catalyst, and he's been a big catalyst, obviously, in the outcome of my brothers and I.
Last two questions we ask every driver. First question is going to be, what's your favorite car movie of all times? And the second question is going to be, what's your favorite classic car? But let's start out with the movie.
Well, favorite movies, it's hard to argue with Days of Thunder. Tom Cruise and his height was always fun to watch that, and I think I was just finishing high school about the time, so that was a favorite movie. Drag racing movie, Heart Like a Wheel, with Shirley Muldowney. She's a legend in our sport, winning 3 national titles. So I would say those are my two favorites. My favorite car in that time era, I would say I currently own a 1960 Cadillac. It's a 4-door, 4-window. It's kind of got the floating roof, which I really appeal to. I like the 59, obviously, because of the fins and the rocket-style taillights. But my goal is, here in the next couple of years, is to put together a late 60s, early 70s Chevy pickup. So, I've got a lot of cars that fit in there. Obviously, the Continental with the suicide doors is the convertible's probably one of my favorites as well. It's hard to argue, really, with the new Camaros that came out in the late 60s. Yeah. I mean, sitting in this building here at JEGS in Delaware, Ohio, it's hard not to have a lot of favorites between those time frames.
And again, I just want to thank you for supporting our show and coming on the show, and can't wait till you bring another championship home and bring it home to the Columbus area. And when you win, we'd love to get you back on the show to talk a little bit about that.
That sounds perfect. My pleasure to be on the show, and we'll work our hardest to bring back another Powerade Drag Racing World Championship.